I'm meteorologist Will Heiniger. Another bout of wintry weather is making itself known across the capital region. We'll tell you what you can expect for your Monday morning commute coming up at 11.
Straight ahead, it's a cold-hearted message on a piece of Valentine's candy that's anything but sweet. And the cartoon world says goodbye to a legend.
Winter's making a comeback. Of all the details on this slippery forecast for tomorrow morning, and Channel 6 News starts right now.
Channel 6 News is everywhere. Live, the most watched news station in the capital region. This is Channel 6 News at 11.
Good evening. There's some bad weather approaching, and it's just now starting to hit the Capital District tonight. For the latest on what could be a messy commute tomorrow morning, we'll go to Will Heiniger. Will?
Thanks a lot, Mary Beth. Well, the weather has been slowly deteriorating through the evening hours. We've been waiting for the onslaught of the mixed precipitation, and it is now here over the capital region. As we look at our exclusive street-level radar mapping, we can see that all the greens, they're showing that we are seeing the precipitation out there. And as we zoom in a few areas, specifically around Halcottsville and around towards Hunter, down in Greene County, we are seeing the precipitation. But notice the oranges just south of parts of Halcottsville, we are seeing that's a brighter reflectivity, and that's where the sleet's occurring. To the southeast, over in parts of Dutchess County, moving up towards Columbia County, just northeast of Kingston, we're seeing some of the icy weather being deposited. And then another stop just north of Mechanicville, towards east, towards Cambridge, and just south of Saratoga Springs. Some of the brighter returns are indicative of some of that sleet falling, but the green is confirming that we are seeing some of that more inclement weather arriving over our region. So we are all locked in with this wintry weather, and unfortunately for us, it's going to get a little worse as we go through time, and we're talking about significant icing possible and a very tough morning commute tomorrow. And I'll have more details on that coming up a little bit later on. Mary Beth?
All right, Will, we'll see you in a bit. You know those heart-shaped Valentine candies with the cute little messages? Well, they're supposed to be all about love. But as John Russell tells us, for one Wilton resident, the message was definitely less than romantic.
Sweetheart candies with the cute messages are as much a part of Valentine's Day as red roses. But the wording on one was enough to almost knock Leslie Brodsky off her chair.
I picked it up from the dish last night and I saw the wording on there and I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I couldn't believe that a candy company could have stamped that type of sign on the candy.
And it's easy to understand why, since the message appears to be anything but romantic.
I showed it to my mother and she looked at it. We're trying to think, is there something else that it could have been, and you know, there's nothing else it could be. It's definitely the F word.
Necco, a Massachusetts company, manufactures the candies. They weren't available for comment today. But considering how more than 8 million messages are printed on them each year, it's easy to see how an accidental misprint changes the message "You rock" on the candy into the obscenity that's worded on it now. An obscenity that just about everyone that looks at it sees.
I think it's disgusting.
Yeah. Thanks.
Very disgusting.
Not a real nice message.
Not at all. No.
Leslie Brodsky says even if it is a misprint, she's not forgiving.
They should really do a quality check on what goes out of their production line.
John Russell, Channel 6 News.
In other news, a local pilot got a scare when he made a rough landing on Sacandaga Lake. Around 1:30 this afternoon, pilot Robert Anderson of Corinth was trying to land his Aero Commander on some snowmobile tracks on the ice just off Riverside Boulevard. Well, he hit an unexpected soft spot of snow and the plane flipped over, landing on its roof. Anderson was not hurt. Bystanders righted the plane, and the accident is now under FAA investigation. The puck was dropped tonight for the first time on some new ice in Ulster County. The town of Saugerties unveiled the new Kiwanis Ice Arena today with a ribbon-cutting ceremony at the Cantine Veterans Memorial Complex. Rink officials say the new state-of-the-art dome-covered arena is the only one of its kind between Newburgh and Albany. One of the reasons the building was completed, garlic. The yearly Garlic Festival is a big fundraiser for the Kiwanis, and it allowed them to build the rink.
It's a big undertaking. It's a major fundraiser for the Kiwanis. It has given Saugerties a lot of exposure. If it wasn't for the Garlic Festival and the Kiwanis organization, what you see here today would not be here.
It's not just about hockey, though. When winter is over, it will become a 12-month facility featuring roller hockey, indoor soccer, concerts, and graduations. While he was always a big fan of hockey and skating, it's his work on the funny pages, not the ice, that made Charles Schulz famous. As Lee Cowan reports, today was an unexpected goodbye for readers of Peanuts and friends of the cartoonist.
As readers grabbed their morning paper to say goodbye to the Peanuts gang, they never expected they'd also be saying goodbye to the comic's creator, Charles Schulz. Shortly after his final strip was rolling off the presses, Schulz's life came to an end. The 77-year-old cartoonist died in his sleep at his home in Santa Rosa, California. He'd been battling colon cancer and announced his retirement after undergoing surgery last November.
We all thought it was very strange that he died the night the strip ended. So, but we thought, well, maybe that's how he wanted it.
For nearly 50 years, Schulz delighted fans, young and old, with the misfortunes of a boy named Charlie Brown, the know-it-all ramblings of his pal Lucy, and the crazy antics of his uncontrollable dog Snoopy. The relatively private Schulz said Peanuts reflected his innermost thoughts.
If you were to read the strip, for just a few months, you would know me, because everything that I am goes into the strip. All of my fears, my anxieties, my joys.
Peanuts debuted in 1950 and went on to reach an estimated 355 million readers daily in 75 countries around the world. The strip also spawned television specials, merchandising, even a Broadway show. At an ice rink Schulz often visited, people expressed shock and sadness.
When he showed me the paper this morning, I couldn't believe it. I sent him out to go get a paper. I said, oh, we should get the last Peanuts from Santa Rosa. And then when he came in and said that, Schulz died, I said, no, you're kidding. So it's kind of a shock.
Schulz leaves behind a wife and family, as well as a cast of characters inked in our minds forever. Lee Cowan, CBS News, Washington.
Stay with us. There's still much more to come tonight.
Channel 6 News is everywhere. Coming up next.
We'll show you where people are going for the sweetest of sweets this Valentine's Day.
You're watching Mary Beth Wenger. This is Channel 6 News at 11.
It may be at the high school, but the whole community is welcome, at least at the pool. That was the invitation today at Mohonasen High as students, parents, and others in the community toured the new renovations and improvements there. The upgrades include a community swimming pool, a distance learning room, a new weight room, a climbing wall, and technology classrooms. The improvements were paid for by a 1997 bond issue, and it's all part of their Goals 2000 program, which seems to be living up to its name.
Very excited. My first reaction was, wow, it's just incredible. They did a fantastic job. Everybody worked hard.
Well, when I went to high school, I went to Stillwater Central. We didn't have a pool or anything, or any of the technology they have nowadays. There's so many more opportunities for our kids today.
We mentioned it's a community pool. They're offering swimming classes for children and adults starting in February 28th, to be exact. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, and if you have a sweetie, you might be giving chocolate. If you don't, you might be needing some for consolation. Either way, customers were swamping Krause's candy shop in Colony today, faster than you can say chocolate butter crunch. They sought everything from homemade caramels to hand-dipped strawberries. If you're a procrastinator, don't worry. Krause's will open early tomorrow. Sleet, snow, bad roads. Doesn't sound like romantic weather to us, but that's what Will says is coming our way.
Mary Beth, it's going to be a good day tomorrow to stay inside and snuggle with your loved one because the glistening ground tells us that there is a layer of ice here already. I'll have all the details of your forecast coming up next.